Chengdu has become the largest Chinese city in months to be locked down due to a COVID-19 outbreak. And the final votes are being cast for the next British Prime Minister, who will replace Boris Johnson. That's the latest feature story news. Julia Chapman reporting.
Good morning. It's KCHW 102.7. You got Scott Allen live from Maine, Phillip Dutton live from the giant metropolis of Addy, and the one and only Michelle Williams from Control Central. It's our launch center. It's the KCHW studios in Chewelah, Washington. Look at that, you guys. We're all over the place. Morning, kids.
Good morning.
We're global.
We're global, sort of.
Almost.
All right. Getting things fired up this morning. We should be, of course, live on the radio, live on YouTube, Facebook, and our website, kchw.org. And we stream that along with some video as well. Got a big old heat warning for you in Chewelah, 98 today with abundant sunshine. They're going to call this a record high or a near record high for September 2nd. So there you go. Only down to 61 tonight. Great night for camping. I love it when it's a little warmer at night when you're camping.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Unless you've got someone to stay warm with, then it's okay if it gets cold. Just saying. Saturday, 88 and 56 under partly cloudy skies. Sunday, 88 and 55 under sunny skies. Monday, 86. Tuesday, 89. Wednesday, 84. And then you guys get to enjoy some temperatures in the 70s, which is going to help your fire problems.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I'm not sure where the fires are right now, but I know that we've got a pretty moderate layer of smoke from where we are here in Chewelah, and even a little bit heavier in Spokane. So I don't know if Cheney, I know I heard that Cheney had a fire, or maybe even two recently. So I'm not sure if they're still, trying to get that under control or what, but there's definitely some smoke in the air. So I hope everybody's okay.
Yep, we got a couple little ones talking to our buddy Alan from Thursday show. He said there's a couple little fires there by Kettle Falls. One they thought they had out that started back up. And then he said, it looks like on the other side of the river where I used to live, that there was a fire around my old place, which scared me because friends bought my property.
Right.
So that's always kind of scary. So, all right. So cross your fingers, be ready to help your friends and neighbors. That's a good thing about Stevens County. When we've had some bad situations, people really step up to help people take care of their animals. I remember the one time I got evacuated, I had an old truck that hardly ran, and I didn't want to try to limp it to Chewelah, but I needed to get some of my stuff out of Kettle Falls. And I just posted a thing on Facebook, and a lady said, you can bring it to my yard. And she let me park. And then the fires continued, she let me leave all my stuff there in a box truck for a month on her property, looking at an ugly old box truck. So how nice is that? So
that's pretty awesome.
You got to love your friends and neighbors that do that kind of stuff for you.
Anyone listening out there or watching on Facebook, if you have any information about any places where people can donate things to people who have lost their homes due to fires, please let me know. I downsized a year ago and have a whole bunch of furniture, bunk beds, stuff like that in storage. So I would like to donate that to someone that can use it.
Very cool. All right. So you guys, any big, it's Labor Day weekend, any big Labor Day plans?
Well, it's my daughter's sweet 16 on Tuesday. So we're trying to do something really nice for her this weekend. So that'll be really kind of cool.
All right. All right. Phillip, you stuck working like usual?
You know it.
Is that all you do is work?
Yes.
All right. Now, do you know yet? Are you transitioning again this year to your winter job?
That is the plan as of September 2nd.
All right. So you've got a summer job and winter job that you've been doing for a while. Do you set it up so that you get a vacation between the time one ends and one starts?
I mean, sometimes the great thing is, well, the golf course normally ends about mid-October, and Heather, my boss at 49, is so great. She just says that I can start basically whenever I want. So
Nice.
if I want to take, a week off or something in between the jobs, then normally it's no problem.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. And Michelle, just throw it. You looked a little on the meters that go to the tower. You looked a little quiet when you were talking compared to me and Phillip. So just throwing that out. You sound fine in my headphones, but you looked quiet on the meters. Let's do. So I went through and got some stories for this morning. Nothing too crazy. Or too, I guess, shocking. One of a heads up is it looks like everything's a go for the NASA's launch of Artemis 1 for Saturday. They're going to try again. The engineers have revised the fueling timeline for NASA's giant Artemis moon rocket to resolve the engine cooling issues that derailed their launch on Monday. Agency managers are hopeful that it will clear the way for a blast-off Saturday and a long-awaited unpiloted test flight. They actually have like crash test dummies in astronaut suits that they'll be sending to the moon. Asked about the confidence level going into the next launch attempt, mission manager Mike Serafin said Thursday the Space Launch System rocket, the most powerful booster NASA and its contractors have ever built, has 489 launch commit criteria that have to be met to permit a liftoff. And Michelle, you thought it was tough to get ready to broadcast the morning show.
I know, right?
489 switches and buttons to click.
Yeah, well, I can tell you one thing. No crash test dummy can launch this show.
Oh, come on, I did it for years.
That's what these tests are for.
Yes. All right, so I kind of geek out about the space stuff. They also found that new James Webb Telescope. They found a new exoplanet, but they said they can't find any rocks on the surface, so it's uninhabitable. It's full of gas.
So what was his level of confidence? Was it in there somewhere, or
they didn't give a percentage? It just says that he's hopeful. Says we've got a whole host of things that could cause us not to get off on any given day. There's no guarantee we're going to launch on Saturday, but we're going to show up and we're going to try, and we're going to give it our best. All right. Then it says NASA's management team met Thursday to review engine cooling issues, a leaky vent valve, which doesn't sound good, and tighten up a different seal where liquid hydrogen lines feed propellant into the rocket's propulsion system. It's kind of scary that they get it on the launch pad and they're ready to go, and then we're leaking.
Yeah. Pretty sure tight when you get to space.
Oh, lucky it's just crash test dummies, right?
It's kind of funny,
team.
And so they're doing it all remotely, which makes that the world's largest drone.
Yes. That's how cool is that, though?
That is kind of cool.
Kind of like our show; they can be anywhere and run it.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. So, you were talking about maybe some car shopping, Michelle. Have you thought about electric vehicles? Is that anything that's on your list?
I did get a new car, and when I was there, they tried to talk me into a 2023 model. And one of my questions to them was, is it a hybrid? Or at least a hybrid? And they said no, and I was a little bit surprised. I was like, so I'm confused. You're coming out with new cars, like brand new cars for next year, and you're not even like incorporating that into your model, knowing full well that within the next 10 years, gas-powered cars are going to be like, they're going to be taking those off the market. So, I mean, ethically, why are you still selling gas-powered cars that don't have the hybrid option or anything like that, And he says, well, you can always come and trade it in. And I'm like, but how wasteful is that? Like, you guys are multi-million-dollar corporations. And that kind of goes back to what we've discussed before on the show, that, like, these multi-billion-dollar corporations, like, need to have some kind of accountability, I guess, for their products. Like, we're moving in this direction and you're not incorporating this yet. The gears are moving that way. So where are you in all of that? But
I imagine they kind of got to put their heads down and pretend, because I think, and that's just my opinion, unless you're somebody that likes to have a new car every few years or every year, it would be rather foolish to go out and buy a brand new gas powered vehicle right now, because about the time you get it paid off, everybody's going to be going electric. And what's that? He said, told you trade it in. What's that car going to be worth?
Right, exactly. So I got a new Toyota 4Runner. It's not brand new, but it's fairly new. And I chose a Toyota because they hold their value so well, so that if something happens and I do have to take it and trade it in on something, at least that I have better chances of it still being worth something.
Some money.
Right.
Yeah, people really love those 4Runners. Yeah.
Oh, I love mine. It's fantastic. It's like driving a space shuttle. It's great.
So Phillip, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, when I was shopping for a winter vehicle, I was nowhere near the new or anywhere close to new market, but I always wanted like a 2000 4Runner, and I was real surprised that they were still like $10,000.
Yeah. Well, I have a 97 4Runner that I got 5 years ago or so, and it's got probably a little over 400,000 miles on it, and it'll still start anytime I start it. So just the durability of those vehicles, and especially where I live, and a lot of us out here in this area, you have to have something that can handle the terrain in the wintertime. And my little Jeep, I loved that car, but it just wasn't going to cut it.
This is Car Talk for poor people. Thanks for joining us. For people that can't afford brand new cars. I would think too, if you're in the market for an electric one, don't buy the first year model. Just like anything else, I would wanna keep driving my gas car for a couple of years till you see them get the bugs on some of this.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm a firm believer that necessity builds, is the mother of invention, and they're going to come up with better battery options the longer this goes. Right. There are groups, companies out there that are going crazy in the laboratory trying to come up with the next big innovation for batteries, because they're going to make millions when they do. Yeah.
So that's a stock to watch.
Yes, I would say that too. Now, Phillip, you got your sporty little Volkswagen. Volkswagen this year is coming out with like 11 new electric cars. Is that anything that interests you?
For sure. I mean, I still think there's a big gap for people when it comes to what they can afford, because the cost of electric vehicles is still so high. The average new just regular car for anybody, I was just reading this, is $41,000, which to me sounds like an insane amount of money to spend, but I've never had a brand new vehicle before.
Well, and you're right. You go out and let's say you're going to buy a new Honda, and maybe it's a hybrid or whatever, because they've been doing those for a while. And you get the upper end one, you're still looking at $40,000-$50,000 for a sedan. Now, I think I'm going to surprise you here, because I was leading you. I've got a list of 20 new electric cars, and I think the car companies know that if they want to sell these and get people into them, they've got to make the price point right. And I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised at the prices. And I think, if you're paying over $30,000 for a car, it's ridiculous anyways. But so we'll start with the 2023, which will just be released here this month sometime, I'm sure, the new Chevrolet Bolt, $28,000 to $29,000.
Wow.
Yeah, it's surprising. The Mazda MX-30 EV, $34,000 to $35,000. The Hyundai Kona Electric, $34,000 to $36,000. The Kia Niro, $40,000 to $42,000. Isn't that funny? I mean, Kia used to be like a $9,000 car, and now they're up to $40,000.
Wow.
Yeah. The Hyundai Ioniqs 5, $41,000 to $44,000. And then this was on Yahoo, and they're doing pros and cons. Like for the Hyundai, they say roomy, comfortable, well balanced, plenty of range, ultra fast charging capability, dull steering. For the cons, pricey when fully loaded, and limited initial availability. That's going to be a problem too, I suppose, with the chip problem still. The Volkswagen, here you go, Phillip. The Volkswagen ID4 doesn't look as sporty as your car, but it is $42,000 to $43,000. Let's see, a Kia EV6, 42 to 46. Let's see if we find something new. Here we go, 2023 Toyota BZ4X, $43,000 to $45,000. Have you seen the new Mustangs on the road yet?
No.
The Ford Mustang Mach-E. Why did they do this, Ford? Wow. Why to go? It is not a muscle car. It is not a Mustang, but it is just $44,000 to $45,000.
They need to call it a power pony.
Yeah. It says it has a muscular design and it's fun to drive, but I'm not seeing it.
Which part? The muscular design or the fun to drive?
Yeah. You can't. The only thing that makes it look like a Mustang is it has Mustang-like taillights, I would say.
What about you? What are you gonna do?
Me? Oh, yeah. I try. There was a couple times in my life where I bought brand new vehicles. I don't like making car payments. The thing that was really rough for me, if people that know me around Chihuahua, I like to buy cars cheap. Maybe work, have some work done on them if they need it. But I like to buy cars cheap. And you can't do that on the East Coast, because if you go anything more than, let's say, 12 years old, it's covered in rust. And they're not doing emissions, but they do safety checks. And you're not going to make it through the safety check, because they're going to crawl under there and see where a bolt's rusted off, something's wrong. And for some reason, I don't know why, they got a big problem if there's rust in your door rockers, where you open your door. If that's rusted, they will not give you a sticker for your car until you get it welded and fixed. Wow. Tons of cars for sale, like on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace for cheap. But it's because you're going to have to spend a couple $1,000s to get it up to code to even put it on the road, because everything's covered in rust. I think, when bringing the zombie truck here, I think I have the only 1988 Ford chassis left on the road in Maine. You don't see them, because anything that's been here for a long time has been totally ruined from the salt air and the salt they put on the roads.
So do you see any electric vehicle in your future?
Not until the prices are. I'll buy a used one someday. But I got one that gets good gas mileage, and hopefully it'll keep running, and I'll milk that for as long as I can before I switch over. I don't like car payments, and that's I'm on a fixed budget, and that's just way too expensive to try and work a new car payment in. $500-600 a month plus the insurance.
So my question to these electric car companies that are selling these cars and saying that they're affordable, when you buy these new electric cars, you have to pay separately for the charging unit that goes in your house, right?
I do not know the answer to that question. So I've heard stories like that.
So in places like where we live here in Chihuahua, there's no charging stations anywhere near us. So it wouldn't really be feasible for someone to buy an electric car and then have to drive all the way to Spokane to charge it. And then by the time you get home, half your charge is gone. So I think you'd
have to have a unit at home.
So they either need to really consider how they're going to build that infrastructure, and hopefully our power grid can support it, or they're going to have some pushback in that area. I think
they are popping up everywhere. I don't see very many electric cars in the town I'm living in here. It's about 5,000 people, but I noticed the city building put a couple charging stations on the back of it already. So
there has to be something. I don't know. I honestly, it's surprising that they wouldn't, build it to set up so anybody could plug it in at their house. But there's a lot of hybrid vehicles in Stevens County already. Like, even from the time that I moved here to now, I see a Tesla every single day now.
That's true. That's true. I do see a lot of Teslas.
And I know that I don't know that if it's in the immediate plans or what, but there's been discussion at the golf course about putting in charging stations.
Well, that would be smart.
It's coming to you quickly because friends on the coast tell me that one out of every 2 cars is a Tesla over on the coast, and that it's easily it seems they said 50% of the cars on the highway over in the Seattle area are already electric. And I've heard that about other cities and stuff. So it's coming, and we I guess maybe one of us should Google whether cars come with their own chargers. I imagine there's some smart car companies out there that are putting that in a package. I mean, if you had your choice of, okay, I'm going to buy the Volkswagen I just talked about, or this Audi Q4 e-tron for $45,000, and let's say the Audi comes with a charging base for your house and the Volkswagen doesn't, which one are you going to buy or be tempted more to buy?
Right. Incentivize it.
Yeah. Let's see. The Volvo has a XC40 Recharge. It's $55,000. Mercedes-Benz putting one out, $56,000 for a Mercedes. That's probably their lowest price car ever.
Right.
A Volvo Recharge, another one here, upgraded model, $57,000. Let's see, a new car company, the 2023 Genesis GV60, $62,000. I don't see a quick glimpse of who made that vehicle or where Genesis came from. There's another Audi for $69,000. So you can see the prices are coming up. The Tesla Model Y, $67,000. It's almost, looking at some of these, at least Tesla is more expensive than half the cars on the list. A Jaguar I-Pace electric car, $74,000. Another new car company called Rivian, they've got an SUV. It kind of almost looks like the new Bronco that Ford put out. It doesn't have the same round headlights, but it's very similar, $73,000. BMW iX, $86,000. That's the highest so far. But then we end the list with the Tesla Model X, which is $122,000. So the most expensive electric cars are Teslas and Jaguars and BMWs. So if you don't kind of buy those things anyways, you're probably okay. I mean, as you can see from that list, there's a ton of them that are the same price as buying any new car.
Some of them are even cheaper than new cars.
Yep. So I think it's kind of a smart thing for car companies. Go ahead, Phil.
I was just going to say, even the lowest price you stated was like $10,000 more than I've ever spent on any car.
Yeah, I think the car I got when you were asking me about an electric car, the car I bought when I got here, $6,000. That's about the top I want to spend on the vehicle. Yeah.
Because I don't know, there's all sorts of basic math ways to do it, but I always just think about it like the Volkswagen's the last car loan that I had, and I paid it all off. But like, if you're doing rough math and it's like, okay, well, it's $100 for every 5,000 or whatever you borrow, like that adds up so quick. You're like, all of a sudden I've got a $600 car payment for my entry-level electric vehicle.
It's the same thing as a house, though. If that first year, let's say you got a 5-6 year car loan, if that first year you make an extra payment on principal, it's going to shave months and months off your car loan. So if you can afford to do that and you're buying something new, it's always a big help, just like a house. All right. They came out with another changing gears now. They came out, some scientists may have solved the mystery of how the ancient Egyptians hauled millions of 2 to 15-ton blocks of stone through the desert to build the pyramids. But I am, again, not buying it. I'm sticking with my theory that it was aliens. So what these scientists are saying, just to kind of sum up reading this story, is that they've discovered, due to like ancient pollen, that's what they said, ancient pollen on the ground, that the Nile River used to run right in front of the pyramids. And that's how they got the blocks to the pyramids. I'm not buying that. Back then, they could float a 15-ton rock. I can't buy it.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost more feasible that it was aliens. With electric vehicles, probably.
Right.
Exactly. All right.
Mhm.
Just thought I'd throw that out there.
0 point energy raise.
Fun thing for this weekend, if only we were in Europe. Competitors from all over Europe are in Ballykelly County, Londonderry, for the 37th European Plowing Championships. And you thought we were rednecks.
Is it the same kind of plowing?
It is. The event would have been held in 2020, but was delayed by the pandemic. 100 competitors will take part in 7 different classes of plowing, including world-style conventional, vintage class, and horse class. This is actually probably pretty entertaining. Young farmers also get their own category. Plowmen from France, Belgium, and the Netherlands, Switzerland, and Denmark will join 4 UK nations, Ireland, and the Isle of Man at Shackleton Barracks for the 2-day event. That's right, World Champion Plowing Competition. There you go.
I wonder what kind of prizes they have.
Let's see.
Do you think they got like a golden plow?
Yes.
The
necklace,
golden plow.
or I don't know.
It doesn't say if there's any big cash prizes or anything like that. I'm scrolling through it.
They get an electric rototiller.
All right. So, yeah, it doesn't say what the prizes were.
Montesanto and what? Nothing.
And then our only sad story today. This is just weird. 14-year-old girl charged with arson in Peachtree City, Georgia, after she went into the paper products area of a Walmart, set the entire store on fire by lighting paper products on fire, and the entire Walmart burnt to the ground.
And I can't tell you how many times I've thought about doing that to our Walmart.
So I'm wondering,
Don't admit that on the radio.
Where were
Say
their
what?
secret shoppers?
Where was security?
Like, you got one job, secret shopper, and like
They were probably following somebody they see every week
right.
that has tattoos.
right.
Well, paper products, it probably took off really fast, and then their paper area is usually next to like the fabrics and that kind
Right.
of stuff.
Mhm.
So it could have got out of control really, really fast. But
And then the
Yeah.
pet food.
yeah. All right. Don't think there were any injuries, but kind of tough for the city. It was their main store, so they'll be doing some driving to take care of their shopping. But
Was there any explanation from the 14-year-old girl?
no, so far it's just a paragraph. This 14-year-old girl has been arrested and charged with arson after a fire at a Walmart in Atlanta suburb of Peachtree City. Preliminary investigation found the fire was intentionally set, and investigators believe it started in the paper good aisle of the store. It was just a quick press release. That's all they got on the store right now.
And all the mom and pop shops downtown cheered. Yay!
And for all of us that were waiting and holding our breath to see what would happen in Florida for the court case for the DOJ versus Trump, nothing. We got nothing. We got nada. We got zip yesterday. The judge is holding off on making a ruling on a special master, but literally nothing. So it's kind of typical government stuff, I guess.
Boo.
Pace. Boo. Boo.
So my
Wish we got something.
question then is, what else was happening while everyone was paying attention to that?
And we invaded a country. Don't worry about it, Michelle.
Oh, yeah, of course. Shh, nothing to see here.
Oh.
Anyway, moving right along.
Anyway. All right, let's head for bits and breaks, you guys, today. How about that? We can roll that out before we go to break and do a little trivia. Let's see. First one up is the most expensive thing your child has actually ruined or accidentally ruined. I think we should give this to Michelle since she's got like 1,800 kids.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, this is
Yeah.
an easy one. This is an easy one, okay? So, my second oldest daughter, Charlie, her nickname used to be the Break It Child because literally anything she got in her hands was a matter of time. And I was over at a friend's house and we were kind of looking through stuff on the computer, watching little YouTube videos and stuff, and this is 14 years ago. And my friend comes over to the computer and he pushes the little button on the tower and the disc tray comes out and he takes his little game out or whatever and closes it back up. Well, this must have intrigued my daughter because 30 seconds later, she pushes the little button, the tray slides out, she grabs it and rips it right out of the computer. I about had a heart attack. Like, I thought for sure I was going to have to buy him a new computer and had no idea how I was going to pay for it. Luckily, he was super techie and, like, knew how to get it back in there. So it wasn't a complete tragedy, but yeah, that was definitely a heart attack right there for me.
I can't come up with something in my head for either one of my girls really destroying something that was expensive. So.
Yeah, Shane's such a good kid that
I don't know.
Doesn't mess with your stuff at all.
No.
I see what you're doing here. So I'm the only one that has animals for children. I think you're lying. I think you're lying.
Just you, Michelle.
Yeah.
All right, you got a couple more there?
For things my kids have ruined?
No, there's a list of them actually.
Oh,
if you
gotcha.
scroll down.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
When I was a kid, my mother lost her diamond wedding ring. She was devastated. A decade later, while cleaning things up for a garage sale, we found it jammed in the toilet of my Barbie house. Well.
Huh.
All right, another person says, my daughter ruined my phone when she was about 2 months old. She threw up on me, and it splattered hard enough to hit the phone just right while it was charging and fried the charging port. Exorcist child. Right.
soup.
My dad, a realtor, once sold a house and a condo to a guy whose daughter had burned down their old house. The house was for the family, the condo was for the daughter. I asked my dad how it happened, and he said the guy just told him, she's always been like that. Wonder if that was the girl that... I wonder if that was the girl that... Yeah. Yeah. All right. I was washing my van one day 3 years ago, and my 2-year-old decided to help wash the other side with rocks. Scratched right down to the primer.
Wow.
Neat. I made you a picture, Mommy. Watching Netflix as I was doing the dishes, had to use the bathroom. My 3-year-old daughter dragged a kitchen chair up to the sink and decided to help do dishes while I'm on the toilet. Goodbye, $1,200 laptop.
Ooh. Ouch.
Yeah, those are some good ones.
All right. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Bad Poetry with Phillip Dutton.
Oh,
That was neat.
Effect.
Yeah.
Summer nearly finally over. Winter is almost here. Time to make the annual switch from light to heavy beer.
What's heavy beer? Huh?
Guinness.
Guinness, heavy beer. All right.
Yeah, just your darker ones.
All right. Now, real news headlines that shouldn't have been news headlines with Scott. All right. Crack found on governor's daughter.
Which governor?
Yeah.
What kind of crack?
Oh.
Exactly. Police begin campaign to run down jaywalkers.
What?
It's all on how you interpret these. Juvenile court to try shooting defendant. Old wave linked to temperatures. It's completely obvious ones. Red tape holds up new bridge.
Oh.
It's the best kind.
Yes. A new study of obesity looking for a larger test group. Hospitals sued by 7-foot doctors. Really tall.
Oh.
And for your daughter that burnt the house down, kids make nutritious snacks.
Do they ever?
Yes. All right. I have another one that's kind of tasteless. Can I do it real quick too?
Sure.
No.
All right. Things that are almost better than making love. Cleaning your ears and pulling some gunk out. Going to the bathroom on a full bladder. Oh, yeah. All right. Watching your kids score a goal. Woo. A long foot massage. When the stylist gives you a shampoo in a deep condition. Does that feel good? I've never done that.
That's fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great.
Toasted bagel smothered in cream cheese. Oh, yeah. Put that on the list of things Scott can't eat. Taking your shoes and socks off after a long day on your feet as a bartender, Phillip.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah. Crawling into bed with fresh sheets, always nice.
Mm-hmm.
A good burp, fart, or cry, not necessarily in that order.
But maybe.
But maybe. Could be. A big terry cloth robe for right after you get out of the shower.
Never had one.
Yeah.
Sleeping in. And then this one, swimming in the nude.
Ooh.
I'm always scared of like turtles and fish. It seems like a bad idea. Losing weight, especially a noticeable amount of it. And my last one that's better, finishing an organized run like a 10K marathon. And I'd like to end all of this by saying, I don't think so.
What about, I'm surprised brand new socks wasn't on that list.
Yeah,
You guys find that something enjoyable? Brand new socks.
Oh, yeah.
it's pretty great.
Yeah, brand new socks.
All right. Back to Michelle for 4 things you didn't know yesterday.
Yes. All right. Okay, foodies. Grab your belt buckles and pull your pants up because an 18-inch pizza has more pizza than 2 12-inch pizzas. And now
Blows
I'm hungry.
my mind.
All right. Oh, well, this is something I didn't know, but not surprising. More people live in California than in all of Canada.
That's crazy.
And you wonder why Canadians are so much happier than Californians.
Way more space.
All right.
Except for the people in Quebec. Those French Canadians, they're grumpy.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I would be too.
Oh.
I would be too if I had to speak French all day.
Oui.
Yeah, see?
And it's cold.
And it's cold.
So, staying in Canada, if you travel due south from Detroit, you'll be in Canada.
What?
Yeah, that's come up a couple of times, and I have yet to, look at the map to figure out how that works, but...
Must be something to do with those lakes up there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. The Earth is less than 1% water. The surface is around 70% water, but by volume, it's only 1%.
Because there's land underneath the water?
I'm assuming so.
All right. You made my brain hurt again, Michelle. Stop it.
I'm still stuck on the pizzas.
Breakfast of champions for millions of college students everywhere.
You had me at pizza. Really, you had me at pizza.
All right.
All right. Phillip, useful descriptions of people you work with. I knew you'd like this.
Oh, man. Let's see. Getting into the gene pool while the lifeguard wasn't watching.
Oh, are you directing that at me?
Man, does this work? He's got a room temperature IQ. Ouch.
72.
And a little foggy. A prime candidate for natural deselection. Gates are down, the lights are flashing, but the train isn't coming. Wah, wah. If brains were taxed, he'd get a rebate.
Oh, ouch. Wow. It's tough.
I like how they're all like, he. It's funny. If she were any more stupid, he'd have to be watered twice a week. Dang it, I screwed that up.
Get your pronouns right, Phillip.
I was trying to make it more equal, but it just doesn't work. Some drink from the fountain of knowledge, but she just gargled. And the last one, the wheel is turning, but the hamster is dead.
Oh man.
That is a good last one.
Did you miss the one about the brains?
Did I?
If brains were taxed, he'd get a rebate.
No, I think I said that.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I must have mixed it because my brain needs a rebate.
I mixed it.
You mixed it. All right. That wasn't the one I wanted. All right. Sign up for my self-improvement courses. You can go to kchw.org. Click on the self-improvement link and sign up for one of the new courses I'll be offering via Zoom. First one, how to relax and let your lawn grow. Another one, how Scott made $100 in real estate.
$100.
How to profit off your own funeral.
Oh my goodness.
One I've did a whole bunch of times, tricking your mom for money. You should check that one out, Phillip.
She doesn't get tricked.
All right. This one I see. I went ahead and signed up Mike Bent's inexpensive lawn care through cement. Before you go to the clinic, make sure you read my book, The Joys of Hypochondria. And something I now do every morning in Maine, skate yourself to regularity.
Wait, skate?
Skate, that's right. Skate yourself. Like roller skates?
Yeah.
Skate yourself to regularity. All right.
I get it.
It's either that or Metamucil. Can I have a fake laugh
on that?
Is it still chalky?
What'd you say, Michelle?
I said, is it still chalky?
I thought you said, is it filled with coffee? And I was like, whoa.
Oh, that'll help you be regular.
Where have I been?
Oh, skate yourself to regularity with coffee. Okay, whatever. All right, let's get out of this one. Oh, it didn't work. I guess we're trapped. No, we're not.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
All right, we got Michelle versus Phillip, or Phillip versus Michelle.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I have them answered immediately.
Oh, yeah. Lots of trivia questions for you. First one, average person who uses this is on it almost 20 hours a month. Average person who uses this is on it 20 hours a month.
Facebook.
Oh, you're very, very close. All right. I'm going to go ahead and give it to you because it is social media and it'll take too long just to guess through all the social medias. It's TikTok. Average TikTok user is on it 20 hours a month.
Oh, that's a
I would
lie.
have never guessed that one.
I would say 20 hours a week.
Yeah.
I'm still convinced nobody uses that. That's fake. At least that's what I want to think.
You want to think?
Yeah.
Just 11% of new car models sold in the U.S. offer what?
Cooled seats.
No, sir.
Warranties.
No, sir, ma'am.
See, it's hard.
I see
Sorry.
I see what you think of me.
Proper pronouns.
It's okay. I enjoy being one of the guys.
All right. What can I give you for a hint?
Let's see. Sunroofs?
No, but you're getting warmer. It is
Stick shifts.
Stick shift, and you sneak in there and steal it, Phillip. Good job. All right. What iconic restaurant food was born in 1968 in Uniontown, Pennsylvania?
Cheese curds.
No, it's something way more common. This is going to be a tough one to guess, too.
Corn dogs?
No, it's like a mainstay of fast food still around today.
French fries?
No.
Milkshakes?
Is it like one of the big things, like a
milkshakes?
I don't know, like a Whopper?
You're so hot, you're on fire. It's just from a different fast food place. It's not a Whopper.
Oh, the Big Mac.
There you go. It's not a Whopper, it's a Big Mac.
I was like the Baconator.
All right. I'm going to give you I'm going to substitute the word of a movie with the word bacon. I'm going to give you the title of the movie, and you have to tell me what the movie name actually was. My version might be better. Bacon and the Beast.
Beauty.
Good Bacon, Vietnam.
Morning.
Bacon Man, No Way Home.
Spider.
Yes.
Gosh, I wish that was the name of the movie.
Yeah. One Flew Over the Bacon Nest.
Cuckoo.
Planet of the Bacon.
Apes.
Ace Ventura, Bacon Detective.
Pet.
And When Bacon Met Sally.
Harry.
That was too easy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which one's a lie? If a seventh space shuttle had been built, NASA said it would have been named Neptune. It takes about 3.5 hours for sound waves to travel from San Francisco to New York. Or if all the DNA in your body were put end to end, it would be 1.5 football fields long. Which one's the lie?
The last one? I don't know.
Michelle?
Sound waves.
No, both of those are true, you guys. Your DNA would stretch out 1.5 football fields. It does take 3.5 hours for sound waves to travel from San Francisco to New York. They do travel fast, not as fast as light, obviously. And if a seventh space shuttle had been built, NASA was not going to name it Neptune. No word what they did want to name it. So,
I just seemed like the DNA thing seemed like it would be longer.
That's kind of what I thought too.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. What is the only vegetable or fruit that is never sold frozen, canned, processed, cooked, or in any other form besides fresh?
Corn on the cob.
No, they got frozen corn.
Not on the cob.
Yes, they do.
Touche.
Not on the touche, Phillip. We're gonna have to fill up that one.
Actually, they do have frozen corn on the cob, but I don't recommend buying it because when they freeze it, you take it home and you cook it, and most of the kernels are burst from being frozen.
Oh, all right. Taking away Phillip's correct answer then, because Michelle just.
All right. Then I want a can.
All right. So what's your next guess? You want a can of corn on the cob for Christmas?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, will you say the question again?
So, what is the only vegetable or fruit that is never sold frozen, canned, processed, cooked, or in any other form besides fresh?
Melons?
Yeah, that is not the correct answer, but you've made me wonder again. Can you get canned watermelon?
I don't think so.
Star
fruit?
No. Something way more common. You guys are overthinking it. Use your head.
Apples?
Use your head. Apples
lettuce.
come in a can. There you go. Head of lettuce. I wish I had like a GIF I could put on top of you both now with a head of lettuce. All right. Texas takes in the largest amount of tourist dollars. Which of the 50 states takes in the least amount of tourist dollars?
Ohio.
North Dakota.
That's what I would have said. North Dakota. There is nothing there. Who goes to North Dakota other than to see their mom?
People that think that the Mount Rushmore is in North Dakota. I'm in the wrong state. Dang it.
You probably won't get people will be guessing through all the 50 states. They say in Rhode Island, and I'm guessing that's because it's small. Maybe why it brings in the least, but yeah. People don't go to North Dakota for tourism. Where are you going this summer? Oh, we're going to go to North Dakota and enjoy the wind blowing in our sand, dirt, and no shade. We like no shade.
I do know, though, that in the winter months, they have a lot of people that go there for the ice fishing.
And that's it. Yep.
Hunting that goes on in North Dakota, maybe?
Oh, there, yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
On that note, I went to North Dakota several years ago, like probably 10 years ago, and I about couldn't believe it. They have elk farms in North Dakota where they raise elk.
And eat them.
Probably. But
Oh, yeah.
I was very surprised. I was like, holy moly. Well, now we know where all the elk are.
All right. Well, we'll do this about 13. Most people, you'll probably do this about. So the average person, that's not counting us because we're going to do it more. You'll probably do this about 13 times today, but it would be nice if you did it more. What is it?
Say thank you. I don't know.
We try to get people to do it throughout the show.
Interact with other people?
No. It's very good for you.
Laugh.
Yes, laugh. Good job.
Ha!
President William Howard Taft was the first president to ever do what at a sporting event?
Drink beer.
No, sir.
Smoke?
Are
No,
you
ma'am.
smoking yet?
No, ma'am.
Um,
It's a sporting event. He's the first president to do this. Philip, wow, I can't believe you didn't have this right at the top of your head.
Like-
Bet on the game.
No, sir.
be involved in the game, like throw the first
Throw out the
pitch
first-
or
Oh,
something like that?
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Michelle. She was on her way. All right. Look how he tried to talk over the top of you and give a correct answer.
I know. Try to
Yeah.
step right on my little self.
As soon as he said the thing about me, I was like, oh, it's about baseball. Oh, first pitch.
I know. I'm so disappointed, Philip. Wow.
Well, you should be used to it.
Average person will go through 16 of these a year.
Spam.
No.
I mean, pick your either one, mail or the food.
Say what? Mail order?
I said mail or the food.
Yes,
I hope no
mail
one's
or-
eating 16 spams a year.
Mail order spam. That's what I
No.
know.
Average person says they go through 16 of these It's a year. It's something that you would, while you're using it, you're holding it in your hand.
16 a year, huh?
Mhm.
Toothbrushes?
No, you hold it in your hand and you look at it.
A book.
A book is correct.
Okay,
See,
very good.
most people don't even know what books are anymore.
I know, it's terrible.
All right. On average, American consumers use more than 500 of these per person each year.
Batteries.
No.
Q-tips.
New laws instituted to control this. It's pollution.
Cigarettes?
American consumer use more than 500 of these per person each year.
Oh. What the heck? Plastic bags?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
All right. You know what I want to know is so I recycled my plastic bags from the grocery store, and that's what this was referring to. And I reuse them. Now what am I supposed to do for the cat litter? So now I actually go out and buy plastic bags. So did it save anything?
You can put them in paper bags.
That's true. Then I'm killing a tree.
But
You know, and here's what's weird in Maine.
but it's more biodegradable, right? That's the point.
In Maine, they don't offer you any bags. No paper, no plastic. You got to bring your own. At least where I
Nice.
live. Yeah.
So yeah.
I think I
Right.
like that better, honestly, because if you take a look at their solution to the bag problem, they're still making just as many bags, only they take longer to break down because they're thicker.
And
They
they're still going to
still-
break down.
They still end up in the same places because the problem isn't the product. The problem is people's use of the product and the fact that they've become so dependent on the convenience of it. Like, they're still going to use just as many. You have to, yeah. Anyway, that's a whole.
And we need to do away with everything else that's plastic, too.
Agreed.
Yeah. All right. What's in common? I'm going to give you 3 things, and you guys tell me what they have in common. Red, magic, shag.
Carpet.
An elephant, a walrus, A wild boar.
Tusks.
King, queen, twin.
Beds.
Brown, wild, long grain.
Rice.
Rice.
All right, that one's a tie. Good job, you guys. And let's see. There are more than 2,700 of these in the world. Lots of countries have their own.
Capitals.
No.
Lots of countries have their own.
Flags.
Rivers.
There are more than 2,700 of these in the world. A lot of countries have their own.
Militaries.
One of them is the most popular across the world.
I don't know.
Like a
Languages.
Oh.
Language. 2,700 languages across the world. All right. There's at least one of these in nearly every community in the United States, but the very first was opened in Charleston, South Carolina in 1698.
Bank.
Famous people get their names on them.
Libraries.
Libraries is actually right. Fact or fiction? These will be kind of fun.
Fiction.
What? What did you say?
The fiction.
You said this will be kind of fun. He said fiction.
Wow. 65% of us say when called for jury duty, we try to get out of it. Is that fact or fiction?
Fact.
Yeah.
No, it's fiction. It's only 25%. 75% of us want to do our duty.
Fiction.
What?
Yeah.
Fiction.
Duty.
Survey says women prefer smooth peanut butter while men like it crunchy.
Fiction.
It is fiction.
Everybody likes it smooth.
That's right. Average adult has nearly 100 moles.
I'm going to say fact, probably.
No, it's between 10 and 40. Yeah.
I'm an overachiever.
Average person will open the fridge 22 times a day.
Fact.
Yeah. Americans eat enough butter each year to cover the floor of the Grand Canyon.
Fact.
Yeah.
That's actually fiction. It sounds real, though, right?
They can cover it twice.
Yeah, it's all of Africa.
Here's a tough one. A human hair is 1,000,000 times thicker than a single atom.
Fact.
Fact.
It is. A giraffe can run 47 miles per hour.
I'm going to say fiction.
Yeah.
You guys are right. It's only 32, which means none of us can keep up with a giraffe.
I knew they were fast, but I didn't think they were that fast.
I did either. Italians were eating spaghetti 20 years before tomato sauce was invented.
Probably fact.
Fact.
It is. Good job, you guys. Round of applause for both of you. You seem extremely intelligent today. Yay. No?
Fact.
Yes. Way to be on it, Phillip. Way to be on it.
Good job, Phillip. He's always sneaking into good ones. You're listening to KCHW Chihuahua. It's your morning show. When we come back, birthdays through the weekend, a little entertainment news, what's happening in Chihuahua this weekend, and we'll wrap everything up with that odd news. Stick around.
You're listening to 102.7 KCHW Chihuahua.
The Public News Service Daily Newscast, September the 2nd, 2022. I'm Mike Clifford. Environmental groups in New Mexico say a lawsuit filed by a group for the state's fossil fuel industry suggests It values profit more than protecting the health of residents.
The Independent Petroleum Association of New Mexico wants smaller producing wells removed from new rules for oil and gas production in counties that are pushing the federal ozone threshold. While it's true the smaller wells represent only 6% of New Mexico's production, Kaylee Shoup with Citizens Caring for the Future says they account for more than 50% of emissions. She argues that hard-won rules adopted in April need to be followed.
Every other industry is regulated. The least they can do is inspect these wells that are leak-prone and causing methane emissions that are warming the planet and also harming the health of communities.
I'm Roz Brown.
The lawsuit was filed at the same time the EPA was investigating whether some counties in the Permian Basin are not complying with the 2015 Ozone National Ambient Air Quality Standards. If that is the case, oil and gas operators would be required to take action. Healthcare can be expensive, and sometimes Arizonans get a bill that's more than they can afford.
The major credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, have voluntarily agreed to new regulations to lessen the impact unpaid medical bills can have on a person's ability to borrow. Patricia Kelmar, director of the healthcare campaigns for the Arizona PERG Education Fund, says it's unfair for consumers to have their credit score dinged over a debt they didn't ask for.
We get sick. Somebody hits us with their car. We're faced with a lot of bills. So having the credit bureaus treat that kind of debt differently makes a lot of sense to us.
Kelmar says the bureaus announced in July they will no longer list medical debts marked as paid or health care bills under $500 on a person's credit report. She adds the bureaus also promise that any new medical debt will not be listed until a year after it goes to collection. I'm Mark Richardson.
There's more information and tips for dealing with medical debt online at ArizonaPergEdFund.org. Now, some takeaways from President Joe Biden's primetime speech last night in return to his decision to run for president. Biden calls it for the soul of the nation. Biden said the MAGA Republicans look at America and see carnage and darkness and despair. He said, I see an America with an unlimited future, an America that is about to take off. Biden added that MAGA Republicans don't understand what every truly patriotic American knows. You can't love your country only when you win. This is PNS. The Inflation Reduction Act aims to revolutionize the clean energy sector in the U.S., but in Idaho, critics think the investment in nuclear power is misguided. Here's Eric Teodoff.
Like wind and solar, the legislation provides tax credits for existing nuclear power plants, in some cases preventing the early shutdown of these facilities. Hannah Smay with the Boise-based Snake River Alliance and the Nuclear Information and Resource Service says these groups disagree with the funding.
These provisions, in our view, steal resources from real climate and environmental justice solutions and perpetuate the polluting and corrupt status quo.
Nuclear provides 1/5 of the country's energy. Supporters of the industry say the energy source is necessary to move the country away from fossil fuels and achieve the Biden administration's goal of net zero emissions by 2050. A Princeton study found the Inflation Reduction Act could reduce emissions by 42% by 2030.
Clean energy advocates hopeful that Massachusetts' leadership on fighting biomass pollution will drive change in other states and nations.
The Bay State recently became the first in the U.S. to end renewable energy subsidies for electricity from wood-burning biomass power plants as part of a new climate law. Laura Haidt with the Partnership for Policy Integrity explains there's a mounting body of science that shows woody biomass is not only bad for the climate, but it has very serious health concerns.
The communities where these biomass power plants are built are frequently low-income communities of color with elevated health burdens, high rates of asthma, and other health-related issues because they're inhaling smoke. This is not healthy air that comes out of the stacks.
Haidt notes that this isn't the first time Massachusetts has taken the lead on climate action. It was one of the first states to set economy-wide greenhouse gas emission reduction goals and to create a renewable energy portfolio standard. Mary Sherman reporting.
Finally, Tramel Gomes tells us residents of a predominantly black and Hispanic town in South Georgia are fighting plans to build the world's largest wood pellet plant in their backyard.
The group Concerned Citizens of Cook County, or 4C, opposes plans by Georgia-based Spectrum Energy, the latest company to propose a plant capable of producing 1.3 million tons of wood pellets annually. Dr. Treva Gear with 4C says she's appalled that Georgia's Environmental Protection Division approved an air quality permit without studying the health and environmental effects on local residents.
When they over-emit or over-pollute the community, who's there to know that they've done it? And nobody's listening. And so it's going to be a constant issue that we have to watch while we watch our community get sicker. We don't even have an emergency room in our community.
This is Mike Clifford. Thank you for ending your week with Public News Service, member and listener supported, heard on great radio stations, your favorite podcast platform. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
Your KCHW Morning Show, made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
We're back. It's KCHW 102.7 and your morning show for a Friday, heading into a big Labor Day weekend. Thanks for being along with us. And we've got Michelle to kick off this section. She'll have our local birthdays going all the way through Labor Day.
Yes, I will. I was starting to wonder if you were going to join us.
I just didn't want everybody to see my ugly mug.
Oh, well. I think you have a very friendly face.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Was that creepy?
No. All right. So for September 2nd, we don't have any birthdays or anniversaries for today. For tomorrow, September 3rd, happy birthday to Levi Hogan, Larry Fraunfelter, and Tom Walters.
Dr. Jazz?
Yeah. Happy birthday to him on Saturday.
All right.
All right. September 4th, Sherry Hoagland, Shade Krauts.
Mm-hmm.
And happy anniversary to Mike and Loretta Bentz. Oh.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Fancy.
And for Labor Day, September 5th, happy birthday to Ben Kersey, Keel Smith, and happy anniversary to Michael and Lillian Smith.
All right. You know them, you love them, see them around town, point and laugh, tell them we were talking about them on the radio, but don't tell them what we said, especially if it's Mike Bentz. Make them wonder. All right. And moving along, a few celebrity birthdays through the weekend. Phillip, just toss out some of your favorites.
Let's see. Terry Bradshaw is 74. Keanu Reeves is 58. Selma Hayek is 56. Cat Williams is 49. That was for today. And on Saturday, we have Charlie Sheen is 57. Yeah, Shaun White, I guess, 36. And on Sunday, we've got Damon Wayans is 62. Yeah.
That's it.
That's what I got.
That's all that makes him excited.
Wait, I guess I should say Max Greenfield since he's listed twice. He's 43 and also 42. There must be two different Max Greenfields.
Huh. A little bit of history through the weekend. Now, today, of course, September 2nd. Can't believe we're in September. We're going to start off in 1666. On this day, Great Fire of London broke out. When it was finally extinguished 3 days later, nearly 400 acres in the city had been destroyed, including around 13,000 houses and the old St. Paul's Cathedral as well.
Wow.
Bad one. 1944, Navy pilot George H.W. Bush was shot down by Japanese forces as he completed a bombing run over the Bonin Islands. The future president was rescued by a U.S. submarine. How cool is that?
How many presidents have we had since then that actually served in the military?
I don't know. Maybe it should be a requirement. Yeah. All right. Let's see. 1963, the CBS Evening News lengthened from 15 to 30 minutes. I didn't even know they did it for just 15 minutes.
Too bad they didn't stay that way.
2015, the number of Earth's trees was announced to be just over 3 trillion. That was according to a study in Nature by Thomas Crowther of Yale University. Let's see. And then 2015 as well, Barack Obama became the first president to visit the Arctic Circle at Kotzebue, is that how you say it? Kotzebue, Alaska. I don't know. All right. A couple for Saturday. World War II began 1939 when France, the United Kingdom, New Zealand, and Australia declared war on Germany after the invasion of Poland. That was the start of the Allies. It was 1939. 1944, diarist Anne Frank and her family were placed on the last transportation train from Westerbork to Auschwitz, arriving 3 days later. So kind of their little conjunction of the history. Let's see. 1989, Karen and Stan Sutton sailed back into San Francisco Harbor 8.5 years after leaving on their trip around the world. They made it in a 43-foot ship they built themselves. Along the way, the 8.5 years on the water, the couple had 2 children.
That's crazy.
Who would do that?
8.5 years, one. And like, if I'm going to go around the world on a boat, it's definitely not something I'm building myself.
Doesn't seem safe at all, does it? All right. Let's see. For Sunday, 1904, St. Regis Hotel in New York City became the first to have individual air conditioning and heating in every room. That's right. It was 1904. Big deal.
Fancy.
Yeah. 1998, Google was founded by Larry Page and Sergey Brin, 2 students at Stanford University. 2006, we lost the crocodile hunter, Steve Irwin. Very tragic event with a stingray. And let's see, 2012, carpet that helped prevent falls among the elderly by warning them of unusual footsteps was developed. Never even heard of that.
No, neither have I.
Right. And 2018, Amazon became America's second $1 trillion company. The first was Apple. All right. Now, the ones I always enjoy, it's the Goofy Holidays through the weekend with Michelle Williams.
All right, I got you. Today, Victory over Japan Day, Bring Your Manners to Work Day, boys. Just kidding. College Colors Day, Blueberry Popsicle Day.
Where did you get a blueberry popsicle?
I know. I don't think I've ever seen a blueberry popsicle.
Oh, the ones that have the 2 sticks. There's some blue ones. That's blue raspberry, though.
Cause for investigation.
Yes.
Really dropping the ball on their day.
Right. Yeah, agreed. Food Bank Day. Here's a holiday that I will probably never get to celebrate. Lazy Mom's Day.
That happens if you go beyond 2 kids.
Yeah. And you want to have a job. Pierce Your Ears Day. Hopefully by a professional, but do as thou wilt. And World Coconut Day.
Oh.
Okay.
That seems wrong. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, I hope Alaska can enjoy that, but I doubt it. All right. Special events for tomorrow. International Bacon Day.
That's why I had the bacon movie list. Come on.
Like it. It's also World Beard Day. Make sure to tell Jet.
Okay.
Franchise Appreciation Day. Vulture Awareness Day. Also accompanied by Hummingbird Day.
I encountered a vulture yesterday. Just saying.
Yeah?
Yeah. Inside joke.
All right. Skyscraper Day. Tailgating Day. I don't know why that gets a day. And Bowling League Day. I mean, unless it's like a tailgate party, because tailgating is very rude, so.
Yeah, that's right.
And dangerous.
Also, we learned yesterday that's called a bumper sticker.
Yes. All right. And for Sunday, Eat an Extra Dessert Day, National Leadership Day, Macadamia Nut Day, Newspaper Carrier Day, Spice Blend Day, Wildlife Day, and Pet Rock Day.
I wonder if anybody still has one of the original Pet Rocks.
I don't know. The coolest one I saw was like a whole bunch of little rocks with instruments. It was a rock band. It was pretty cool.
Oh. All right. Number of the day is 878. And that is the most days spent in space. A record held by cosmonaut Gennady Ivanovich. 878 days. Wow. I bet you he was a little noodly when he got back to Earth.
Yeah, that's like
Gumby. His muscles have been all deteriorated. Just thinking.
Is that like 2.5 years?
Yeah, long time.
I feel like they always, in any type of like sci-fi movie or show where they, have to, there's a lot of them where they have to like dock with the International Space Station, and it's always like, some loony cosmonaut that's up there like running things all willy-nilly.
Walking around in his underwear.
Yeah.
Like on, what was that? Armageddon?
Yes, yeah.
This is how you fix Russian space station. Whack, whack, whack.
That's good, Michelle. Really good. All right. Entertainment for you this weekend, the Labor Day weekend. You would think there'd be more at the theaters. Scott's pick right now is the original 1975 Jaws being shown at IMAX theaters across the country. When a killer shark unleashes chaos in a beach community off Cape Cod, it's up to local sheriff and marine biologist and an old seafarer to hunt the beast down. Funny things about that movie was that you never see the shark until like more than halfway through the movie because they didn't have the robot done, the animatronic shark, which I always thought was kind of cool. Roy Schreider, isn't he the one that plays the local sheriff? Did I get that right? It's so long. All right. So, the 1975 Jaws in IMAX. That's kind of cool. Honk for Jesus, Save Your Soul. That's also out this weekend. The aftermath of a huge scandal. A first lady of a prominent Southern Baptist megachurch attempts to help her pastor and husband rebuild their congregation. Ooh, scandal. And then, because they didn't have any other movies to release, Spider-Man No Way Home re-released with more fun stuff. That's what it says. It's been claimed to have 11 minutes of additional footage. So hurting for movies.
What a bargain.
Blind ambition for Zambian men form their country's first wine tasting Olympics.
Nice. That's a sporting event I could get behind.
Yeah. Sounds like I already had been tasting the wine there, the way I pronounce that. And Burial. A small group of Russian soldiers have the task of taking Hitler's discovered remains back to Stalin in Moscow. We haven't boycotted Russian movies? Just saying. I don't know.
Maybe it's just a movie about Russian soldiers.
Could be.
Maybe not a Russian movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think that all sectors of things should be banned. I mean, arts and stuff like that, I don't think they really have. I mean, unless it's political. I don't know.
No, that's a fair opinion. It's art. They shouldn't be subjected to what our horrible governments do. Art shouldn't be subjected to that. So I'll agree with you on that. Be warned, Netflix is getting ready to launch an ad-supported pricing tier, and so I imagine rates are going to go up again, and they might just force you into ads if you don't upgrade. And if you're a fan of the horror movie genre, just a week after the original Friday the 13th, director teased what appeared to be a long-awaited 13th installment of the Friday the 13th franchise. A strange Instagram post from the movie studio posted a photo of a phone lock screen with a notification that Jason Voorhees wants to send you a message. That's good. That's a good tease. Kind of freak you out at the same time.
Yeah, a little bit.
And a big upset in the world of TV for Saturday Night Live. 3 more on the list of cast members leaving the legendary show this season: Melissa Valessanor, Aristotle Anthari, and Alex Moffat, all leaving this show before they start the 48th season this month. They'll join fellow cast members that left: Kate McKinnon, which really surprised me. She's a funny lady. A.D. Bryant, Kyle Mooney, and of course Pete Davidson in Exodus that began in May. So lots of comics that have been comedians that have been on Saturday Night Live for years and years, hitting the road. All right. Maybe movie careers or something.
Possibly.
All right. Things happening around Chihuahua this weekend. I know a great way to kick off into your Labor Day weekend is leave work early and go to the Chihuahua Farmers Market. Starts today at 11 and runs till 3:30. You can grab some lunch there. Get out and support our local farmers market. Anything else happening around town that's been brought to your attention, Michelle?
Well, I've got a couple public service announcements. One is for the film thing that's going on the 17th at the Chihuahua Center for the Arts, the Regional Film Television Industry Informational Seminar, which is really interesting, and I think I want to try to attend that. But for this weekend, one of the citizens of Chihuahua has posted, and stop me if I'm not allowed to bring this up, but they're having a fairly large yard sale.
Well, typically we don't, but go ahead.
Yeah. It was submitted, so 105 South Hunt Street at the bottom of Main Street. They're having a really big yard sale this weekend, so I don't know if it's a multifamily or a neighborhood sale, but they wanted to let everybody know. So there you go.
All right. Well, that's a tradition we could start where if you got a yard sale on the weekend, send us an email through the website or to KCHW radio at Yahoo. And we can put those on the Friday one, let people know about yard sales.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not a big deal. All right. Phillip, do you have something to say? You were trying to sneak in there?
No. Oh, I did. Now that I'm thinking of it, though, I did recently, I think because of a scheduling thing, I've run into our friend Curtis on a number of occasions lately. And I know that he often listens to the show, and he wanted to say hello to you, Scott, and then we can say hello to Curtis.
All right, Curtis. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. And off we go, wrapping up our show and taking you to the weekend. It's that thing we love to do called Odd News.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid. You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your Odd News on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
All right, we always start off with the news attack where the first sentence is a true statement and the second sentence always one of the worst jokes you've ever heard. And Michelle, will you kick it off?
Sure will. Survey says 3 out of 4 women would prefer a new top-of-the-line big screen TV to a diamond necklace. And in a similar survey by ESPN, 3 out of 4 men want to know where to meet these women.
Exactly. You're with us on this, aren't you, Phillip? No? Maybe. All right, we're going clockwise today. A survey found that more than 3/4 of obese Americans say they have healthy eating habits, and about 40% of them also said they do vigorous exercise at least 3 times a week. They are either in denial or consider eating a carrot to be vigorous exercise.
That's so mean. That's so mean.
It's so me.
Vigorous exercise. That's a funny phrase.
Yeah.
A study finds marijuana users are more likely to enjoy themselves during common situations. Like seeing friends and family. Uncle Jimmy, my number one dude, I would love to hear the story of how you lost your big toe again.
Michelle.
Okay. We need one of these. Twitter has finally added an edit button. The new feature is getting incredible media.
Yeah. What's that? Coverage. Felt
Okay.
wrong, maybe.
I was going to say Cove Iron.
Yeah.
Fifi.
Study, or no, it's Phillip. It's me. A study found that kids of divorced couples do better when the parents have shared custody as opposed to one parent having sole custody. Because the only thing better than getting a pony for your birthday is getting 2 ponies. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, the good old parenting competition.
Summer is nearly over. Boo. When I was a kid, this was the time of the year when I would go from stinking at baseball to stinking at football.
Aw, so sorry.
Yeah. Take a bath after practice. That might help.
Oh, I thought they meant in terms of performance.
Not
But
smell.
maybe you're right.
Wow, Michelle. Wow. That was she really went after you, Phillip.
That's great.
Yeah,
Go ahead, make your
smell
jokes.
lines and everything.
Jokey. Joke maker.
All right, Michelle.
All right. Summer is nearly over. Boo, as Philip said. This is the time of year when I would return to school to see how the girls had changed over the summer and which ones had forgotten that they couldn't stand me.
Huh.
Oh.
Wow, I didn't know that about you, Michelle. I've been using the wrong pronoun again.
We're not gonna talk about it. We're not gonna talk about it.
All right.
And you stink.
It's Labor Day weekend, a 3-day weekend for many, which means that only I have to work 2.5 days here at KCHW. Not true.
Yeah, we should have swapped on those.
We should have. Totally. Should we? No, it's not. Let's move on to Wacky But True. We don't add anything to these stories, but maybe a movie clip, and the stupidity totally self-contained. We don't even need to inject anything. And let's see, Michelle just went, so I guess I'm starting off. A Canadian news anchor, Farah Nasser, got choked up on the air this week after inadvertently swallowing a fly. She said, I saw it flying around at the beginning of the news, and I was like, not today, fly. I'm not going to let you distract me. Nasser said she was more concerned about the fly flying into the camera lens, and then the next thing she knew, it was in her mouth. Ooh. You can't even see it in the video. It was so sneaky, this fly, she says, and all she could do was swallow it. Oh. I heard that does like bad things to you. Well, here's a clip from the news. There you go. Elbow.
Oh, that is nasty.
All right, Phillip.
A Florida man pleaded guilty in a scheme that netted him $2.6 million in fraud charges or fraud against the U.S. government involving loan programs. The U.S. Attorney office said that he faces 30 or more years in prison for wire fraud, bank fraud, illegal monetary transaction, and possession of ammunition by a convicted felon. He submitted false and fraudulent loan applications to secure pandemic relief. He received 10 loans, resulting in a deposit of approximately $2.6 million in accounts. Wow.
And he spent it on
a 4-carat engagement ring and ammunition,
as well as home, stocks, and a boat. Wow, that's horrible. What do I have for him? Here we go. 30 years? 30 years, yeah?
Yes.
30 years.
Yeah, 30 years.
Begone, evil one!
I also picked out this one for him.
When you get in bed with evil incarnate, it always takes the covers.
Yes. He can enjoy
I know,
that.
I've been married 3 times.
Oh. Ouch. All right. A woman in Turkey was forced to sell the cows she kept in an upstairs apartment for years. She had a large number of cows, and the noise, smell, and manure everywhere made a very ugly scene. Cows in an apartment.
I'm surprised for years.
Right. Why? Why?
Wow. That would sound like a party. Or if you were in the downstairs apartment, that would sound like a party every day.
And it would smell like aftermath.
I hope she was on the ground floor.
It says upstairs apartment.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's horrible. Wow.
Well, looks like the cows have come home to roost.
But the bonus is my neighbor has all the milk I could ever want. Phillip.
Several live lizards were wrongly delivered to a residence in a village north of New York City. Needless to say, the addressee in Port Chester was quite startled when they opened the box. Police received a call about the reptiles and then posted a photo of 3 dark-colored lizards held in a large white container. Police wrote in their post, "If you lost your lizards and iguanas, we have them at the police department."
Ew. Yeah.
What would lizards?
you do? What would you do if you opened up a Amazon package and there was live critters in it?
I don't know.
What
Sometimes
kind-
rejoice.
What kind of mean human being would mail order a live animal? Like, it comes in a cardboard box? Like, what?
Depends on the animal.
Maybe they taste really good.
Okay. I'm not going to touch that.
What if I want a new kitten? I can't have it mailed to me?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be 2-day shipping.
I thought it'd be okay. That's wrong.
Well, I don't know about you, but I am planning to scream and run.
All right. I totally messed up the order. Michelle, will you go again?
Sure. Days after a semi-truck spilled over 150,000 tomatoes on a California interstate, a similar but separate incident left part of a Tennessee interstate covered in another popular pasta topping, Alfredo sauce. Local media reported that the truck had hit a retaining wall and spilled a trailer's worth of Alfredo sauce, which was in glass containers.
Oh. You know, sometimes it's cool when you hear that it's like beer or Cheetos or something like that, but Alfredo sauce. Yuck.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so disgusting. Oh my God, that's the worst thing I ever heard in my life.
You can't even get it off the pavement.
It's everywhere.
That's right. All right. In Georgia, the Coweta County Sheriff's Office looking for a person responsible for entering 2 separate homes under construction, causing thousands of dollars worth of damage. According to police, after contractors were able to examine the damage, it was determined that the person maliciously clogged kitchen sinks in both residences, causing water to flood the homes. The person caused $4,000 in damages. I would have thought it'd been a lot higher. Thanks to someone's security camera, police were able to release a photo of the alleged suspect. Guess what's going to happen to him?
You know, we could, go to jail for this.
And then I always like this one, too.
What a scumbag.
One more scumbag. Hold on.
I always wondered what happened to you. Well, I fulfilled a lot of people's predictions about me. I've become a real scumbag.
Hey, good for you. You know, a lot of people go their whole lives without ever realizing what they want to be.
A scumbag, huh? All right, Phillip, it's all yours to wrap us up and take it into the weekend.
Yeah, Austrian police were hunting a gang of gourmet thieves who broke into a trendy restaurants and cooked awesome meals before making off with the day's takings. The thieves chose the best wines to drink while devouring steaks. Man, sounds like a cool gang.
Cool gang.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if they were trying to make it look like they worked there while they were robbing the place.
It looks.
To
I mean,
avoid
if
suspicion.
how it read, it sounded like they made the meals and then, the day's takings. Does that mean they served a bunch of people and had them pay and stuff?
Or did they steal the till?
I don't know. Maybe it's just the best wines and devouring steaks. That means they're eating a lot of them.
You know, maybe it was just magical elves
We elves try to stick to the 4 main food groups: candy, candy canes, candy corns, and syrup.
Sorry. Sorry. Hold on. One more.
Get in my belly!
All right. That's all we got for you today. As Michelle said, we may be something going around in your area. We know we do have the farmers market today. Don't forget that from 11 to 3:30. And Phillip, you up bartending this weekend at the golf course?
You know it.
There you go. You can catch up with Phillip, and always make sure you leave him a tip. There's my plug. Now, don't forget that $20 you owe me.
It's in the mail.
All right. And enjoy the new music today. So Michelle and I put in probably about 25 hours over the past couple weeks getting a bunch of new music ready to hit the airwaves, and you'll be hearing that. I think it started last night, and I noticed a couple of them this morning before we got on the air. So enjoy the new music, because it's a real pain in our keisters to work on it and get it ready. It's a very tedious thing, but we did it for you, the listener. There you go. All right. Anybody else got any clever notes?
Nope.
That's what I thought. And we are out of here. Have a great Labor Day weekend.
Great job, team. Head back to base for debriefing and cocktails.
Yes, cocktails.
Oh no! We suck again!
Oh, that's so disgusting. Oh my God, that's the worst thing I ever heard in my life.
Wrong, sir. Wrong.
Oh no! We suck again!
You're listening to Northern Lights Public Radio.
I wanted to let you know
Yes.
that sometimes when you play the sound effects, it drops out. I hear it drop out. I don't know if it's going over the radio that way, but for the last couple days, that Wednesday and today, I noticed that like halfway through, like if you play a sound effect that has music behind it and a voice over the top, like when we go into the news attack and we go into, I think there's a segment of music before we go into trivia, the music kind of drops out behind the voice.
So apparently I need to go back to using that original sound because I turned it off. And when I had it, I think when I had it on, it's just started again dropping out.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll turn it back on right now.